What's up, guys? So, I want to talk about walking dogs and what are walking dogs and why are they walking dogs and what does it mean to have a walking dog? Because there is a lot of misconception of what that is and what those things entitle. Everybody thinks or seems to think that just because you have a working line, a working breed, a trained working dog, that you have a working dog. No, you can have a working line, working German Shepherd, which is a working breed, or supposedly a working breed, and not be working with it. I have German Shepherds of working bloodlines and Belgian Mallards, which are considered working dogs no matter the bloodline, that do nothing but sit on the porch and eat biscuits because that's their life. That's what they do. That's what they want to do. That's what I allow them to do because they don't need to do anything until it's time to do whatever it is I want them to do. I decide that there's something for them specific to do. Just because the dog is a certain breed or it comes from a certain line doesn't mean that it has to do what was done in the family line or the family tree up into that point. For instance, I call it coattail riding. I come from the bloodline of King David. I'm a direct descendant of King David from the Bible. Like, the bloodline is there. That doesn't mean that I'm royalty or that I would ever be royalty, that I'm a king or ever will be king or anything like that. It just means the people in front of me that came before me did great things or could have done good things or might have done good things. It doesn't mean that I necessarily have to do that. If I decide, hey, I want to be a gamer, or I want to be a YouTube, social media influencer, so be it. That's what I want to be because that's in my cards. Same with dogs. Dogs, just because they come from a bloodline, because they come from a certain breed, that doesn't mean they have to live up to the perceived expectations that are put on them just because of that. Now, what does it mean to have a working dog? Just because you have a working breed, you have a working bloodline, or you have working training, doesn't mean that you have the working dog. What is your dog doing to work? You take it out and do circus tricks with it every so often. That's not a working dog. A working dog is something, or the ability to serve you like a service dog, or to serve the community that you are part of as a police dog, or to serve mankind as a whole as a military dog. And people don't have those. Y'all have dogs that go out and join clubs and do circus tricks for treats, and y'all call it working dogs. No, just because your dog does a trick doesn't mean it's a working dog. I got a window right there in that corner. My dog jumps in it 16 times plus a day, in and out. Because it's jumping through the window doesn't mean that it's working, that it's a working dog doing a job or performing a task. It's just doing it because it's a dog and it has nothing else to do. It wants to come in for whatever reason or go out for whatever reason. Working doesn't mean that it is. As far as just doing something like jumping through a window, jumping through a vehicle, biting someone, that seems to be the biggest thing. If you do bite work or bite clubs or whatever, you think your dog is a working dog. No, your dog's not a working dog. It's just like your child doing sports. Yes, your child's doing sports, but is it a professional athlete? No. It could become a professional athlete, but it's not. Is it an athlete? Maybe, maybe not. It depends. What is it doing the performance for? What is the reasons for the performances that it's doing? How is it performing? If it's doing the bare minimum because it wants a participation trophy, then no, it's not. So don't get in the mind frame that thinking that just because you have a dog of a specific breed or a specific bloodline, that it's high quality and it entitles it to be associated or assumed as something greater than what it is, because that's just stupid on your part. It's the truth. It's the reality. Like I said before, I'm a direct descendant of King David. Doesn't mean that I'm going to live up to some expectations, right? Questions, comments, or concerns, drop them below. Till next time.